Today, let's talk about the theme trap. Sounds like a movie, but it's not. It's actually about WordPress themes and the idea as an agency shifting from print into digital that you can use a theme to quickly build a website for a client. Now, this is good. It does actually work. But unfortunately, there are an awful lot of themes out there that are purporting to be a one-stop shop. They are offering you everything. You can create amazing sliders. You can create custom content. You've got these page builders that are built in that will allow you to lay out the content in any way that you would wish. You are able to create animations. You're able to insert videos playing at different locations. You're able to animate in content in different places. And they show you all sorts of different demos of how this template is going to work for you in amazing ways. The problem with these sorts of themes, however, is there are two major problems. These themes tend to be very bloated and they tend to have a very high learning curve. Let's first of all talk about them being bloated. They will normally come with a range of plugins that you are not necessarily licensed for the updates for. So you have a theme which already requires a whole load of plugins to run, of which if you then want updates for, you're going to need to go ahead and buy a license to get those updates. Otherwise, those plugins are going to be sat there getting older and older, and that's a security and a performance risk. Then there's the learning curve. You have page builders like Visual Composer, which is quite complicated to use on a back-end perspective. They've got a new front-end visual editor, which looks pretty cool, but still a lot of themes are using the back-end visual building element of this. You've then also got the Reliance slider plugin as well, which is super complicated, and you really need to be able to understand how Flash worked in the old days to be able to create timelines and to be able to animate content in. So all of this has a massive learning curve, and again, these plugins can tend to be rather large and rather bloated. You may eventually be able to cobble together a website that looks like how you wanted it to appear, but then handing that over to the client, keeping it updated and maintained again can become a nightmare. And also the site speed could be a huge issue. For example, I remember years ago, because we've done this, we put out a theme for a client. It was a simple 5-page website, but the problem was the page was about 10 megabytes in size or something ridiculous and would take terribly long to load. So they would have a high bounce rate, and we had to do an awful lot of work to get that template speeded up. So, when you are purchasing a template, a theme for a WordPress website, if that's the way you're going to go for a client when you're setting up a minimum viable product website, then be sure to do your research. Be sure not to be attracted to the theme that seems to do everything, but go for something that looks right, that has good reviews, and that you can test the demo to see what the sort of performance is like. If you like this conversation, then give us a thumbs up and join in down below in the comments. If you'd like to have a private conversation, we have a Facebook group over on wpinnovator.com/group. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.